share later.
See if it actually does what it's supposed to do for this. That would be nice. And then, oh, am I on the wrong channel? I'm on the wrong channel.
You're hilarious.
Oh, I'm on top of Pink Club. All right, cool. All right. So, welcome to Pink Club. I am your host, the reinstated king of Migraineville, Rick Strohmeyer, along with our hostess.
He already started it.
I did.
The princess of migraines. I don't know. Matt Hatches. Hey.
Matt Hatches. There you go. All right, let's see. I need to just quickly share this in two places on the old Facebook so that we can do that. And then, so, welcome to Pink Club, blah, blah, blah. All right, so here's the deal. Nicole, we lost you for a second.
No, sorry.
All right. So let's go with a little housekeeping before we just jump into the day or night. I'm making the transition from broadcasting from going live to Facebook to going live on YouTube, and then sharing the link on from YouTube to wherever it goes. Sometime this summer, I plan on having it way more professionally set up, like how the Toy Chronicle does their broadcasts, because Gary has his shit together. Kind of one of the reasons is that going through YouTube means I don't I have different settings set up so that the channel is set up for not appropriate for children. So we can say fuck a little more here. So
fuck.
It's a little bit more of a safe place. So that's why. Second off, last time before we went on Dead Week break, we had our buddy Clav join us, and we had a blast doing that. So if you missed the broadcast, check that out. We went a little outside of our format, but it was a lot of fun, and look forward to seeing him again.
I'll see him soon.
Yeah, we all will.
Oh my God, I just saw that you texted me all these thumbs up. I'm sorry. I hate you.
So, as we kick off normally, Nicole, what are you drinking tonight?
I mean, I think we just all saw me having my, you know what, Snapple. You're watching because we're on YouTube now. Sponsor your girl. I've been drinking specifically raspberry since my mom used to take me to the fucking corner deli store when I was, I had to think how old I am now. When I was like 2 or 3, like that girl would get the cans. Like I'm talking throwback, like shit that you used to be able to buy, the cans. Not the one that has like this picture, the one that had like the old people with the tea doing like, it had like the whole old design and all that. Yeah. Sponsor me, Snapple. I'm gonna name drop now that we're on YouTube for
not cool.
No, for this.
Nicole wants to be this new Snapple girl for a pink.
You know what's really funny before I even just I'll say it quick. My old boss, who I worked for very minimal time, 6 months out of my like 6 years from this company, but I'm really close with him. His name's Ken Gilbert. He's a fucking genius, marketing genius, art genius. Like he's not a painter, but in the way of like collector genius. He's just amazing, and he actually is behind the Snapple lady and behind like Snapple Facts and all that, because he was the chief marketing officer of Snapple. So whenever like people are like, oh, you want to be the new Wendy? I'm like, I mean, I guess, because I do know the guy who made Wendy. What are you drinking? Because I know we took a brief pause earlier.
That's all right. Tin Whiskers, Bit of Honey Blonde Ale, sponsored by Pearson's. I guess Tin Whiskers does stuff with Pearson's. It's a local candy company. So it's a blonde.
That's a candy.
Right. Yes. Bit of Honey is a candy. So this is a blonde ale with honey and almond. And it's only a 5.4, excuse me, ABV. And I am a huge sucker for primary color packaging. So this is great. It kind of tastes like a blonde ale with amaretto mixed in it. So I'm super pleased with that. And yeah, it's one of the big ass cans, so should last the night. And
I
then
wanna
they did a
taste it.
I'll throw a couple in the cooler on my way up to Philly.
I
More
don't
on that
even like
later.
beer, but that sounds like something that I'd be like, okay, I can hang with that.
Well,
Like some flavors that you talk about sometimes makes me go like, damn it, I wish I like taste the hops.
well, I don't like the taste of hops. It's just like, I get you though. There's just Alicia doesn't like beer at all, but oddly enough, I got a beer from Wisconsin that she will consume because it doesn't taste like beer. It just tastes like the cider version of whatever berries and apples they use. So it's cool. All right. So that being done, yeah, we're back. This is we had a double dead week, and
It was
and
weird.
we go dead. So yeah, it is.
Shut
You know, like
sorry.
it's just like, oh, you know, they're everybody must be busy doing something else in the world, and that's okie doke. So we had the homework for this past dead week time, which was being able to utilize a rainbow. And I know you feel guilty about yours, but like this was the dude I showed on the as a work in progress, and I still haven't finished him, but I have a finished piece to show for tonight. But like this dude's set up to be in a show for the future in July. So like the
Does
show
it
got
count? Does it count if I say that I am my rainbow?
Are you a work of art?
First
The
of
answer
all,
is
besides
yes.
yeah, I was like, besides my tattoos, I've always been a work of motherfucking art. But
There you go.
my stepdad, because I actually I came out to my dad recently just to clarify things with him. Even like it wasn't like a coming out thing because like it's not like a secret that I'm bisexual, but it was like a just to clarify in this conversation. You're the ally. I'm part of the club. Like, and my stepdad goes, I saw because I announced the show on my Instagram or I'm sorry, on Facebook, and somebody was like, you like girls? And I first of all, I fucking hate that because having a pride show has nothing to do with the fact that like I may or may not be gay or may not be bisexual or may not be part of whichever letter, verbiage, whatever. And Lucy's straight. She's married Aaron. And I responded with like, yes, but that has nothing to do with the show. There's just, and my stepdad goes, I saw your comment. I didn't know. So now I'm like literally all 5 days of the month I've been wearing this bow and this headband and some bright color to clearly identify myself as a bright rainbow human being for the month.
Well, fun fact, heterosexuality gets its own flag too. It's all grayscale.
Yeah.
So like, did I do a grayscale thing? No, I did a rainbow one because it's Pride Month. So you just do a rainbow, right?
Somebody I think did pansexual colors, and I was like, "Oh, look at you picking something different!" Like I love this. The pieces are like.
Oh, well, I'll show mine off. All right, so
that makes me so excited. Yeah, do it. Sorry.
All right, so that's all right. I shared the black light version on the old Facebook group just a few minutes ago, and I was like, well, I'll do the full reveal. Here we go. I'll do the full reveal at the on the show
with me.
So, with you. And let's see.
And then I can show you the artist gift.
Whoops. Seriously? Anybody want to tell me how to get from here to there? All right, where the hell am I looking?
Yeah, I'll show you the artist gift that I'm giving everybody then
Okay, screen sharing and
afterwards.
stuff.
Yay.
Seriously?
Where's Skadoot? So let me see if she's watching, so we could talk about how she shamed me.
Oh, no, you don't need to do that. Do you? All right.
No.
Seriously? All right. There's that. Seriously, I've not had this issue in a long time. Where is the... There we go. So I used a course. Let me see that. All right. I used a course Omen
Sorry.
as my, actually, I cannot see how well it's, or whether or not it's actually like the size.
It's showing it.
All right, cool. So I have I use the course Omen as my platform, and stutter on this because I'd like to actually have this be able to articulate. So anyway, I got the course Omen. I got the blank face one from some time ago, and can I zoom in? And yeah, so one of the things I like about course toys is that they've got a nice set of, there's a lot of nice flat panels to be able to utilize if you're into, you know, accenting the panels. I've stuttered this shit out of this one today. And so here it is in the daylight or regular light. So it's all like a super color shift.
Oh my God, he has like fucking like asteroid cosmos.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the idea of like having the pride flag, like just like coming out like comets out of the galaxies.
Hell yes.
So I'm pretty pleased the way that came out. You know,
I'm pretty pleased with it.
I have this weird design philosophy, but when I use drips, that I typically like them to go upwards because drips don't go that way. So that's all right.
How'd you do that? I'm not gonna ask how you did that because
well, you know, there's plenty of people who make drips out of polymer and metal armatures, and it's all the same way. So
oh, that's fair.
Pretty much like you just you have, and I got accused of holding secrets the other week, and I still haven't let go of that. So the secret is, kids, to roll up your polymer on an armature like a snake and whatnot, and then you hang it suspended upside down, and then you drip whatever resin you want on it to make it look like that. So I used a 5-minute epoxy and was constantly like, I had it on a so my metal armature were machine screws, so I had them tied, screwed into bolts to then be suspended from a magnetic strip, a knife holding magnetic strip that I got from IKEA. So I clamped it under the table so then I could hold them straight upside down, up and down. And then there I am with 5-minute epoxy, just adding and watching it drip. And then as it dripped on a piece of poster board to catch all of the resin or epoxy so it doesn't stain my floor or carpet, just kept reapplying that constantly curing stuff until it came out. And yeah, it came out all right. So then just like I found one of the model paints that I used there, I decided I didn't like the line, and found out that one of the reasons I don't like the line is because the coverage is not as good as it could be or people boast about. And I accidentally shot one of the colors through my airbrush and realized that that's probably why I don't like it. It's because it's, well, I was like a little distracted about like, oh, this is working. I squirted some into the pot, then I shot it through, and I was like, oh, I forgot to put flow improver and water in it. Well, it still shot through. And so I was like, okay, well, it's like apparently it's airbrush compatible with little to no thinning. So that's probably why I don't like it, because of the coverage, because it's already airbrush ready, which means it's already that thin enough or too thin for a paintbrush to do one coat coverage.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So yeah.
So, you live and learn, right?
Right. And so like the claws are painted with the same paint. I just didn't embellish those with the neon because I didn't feel like I'm sorry, I didn't want to mask out all of those little pieces, but I masked out all the Galaxy panels and stuff to airbrush those. And
oh yeah, how dare you?
Yeah. So yeah, and I managed to get.
I'm gonna be mad at people for doing things. Oh no.
Good. Good. I'm glad. Should be harsh in judgment. But yeah, so that was a fun piece. That took a little longer just because of some technical difficulties along the way where technical difficulties are my fuck up and not like, oh, this fucking thing doesn't work right. It's because I put my thumb where it's not supposed to be. Shit like that. And like the color shift paints worked out really well. Actually, I want and in the blacklight, my blacklight picture of it, shot of it. Actually, I want to go back. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. So I'm like, it turned out all right. So
for the show, I hate saying like, oh, we removed a charity, but we talked about it, and Trevor Project is obviously very well established and well known. So we decided to just kind of not like axe using them because like something's bad or whatever, but we really felt that like the Marsha P. Johnson Institute and the Audre Lorde Project and the Black Trans Coalition, they're not as large, obviously. So appropriating funds to them would be, in a larger scale would be nice. And like one of them is for artists, the Marsha P. Johnson Institute is for people that are in the arts of all scales. So like this is super cool. This is super cool. Look at the little stop. Sorry.
So like one of the cool things I did
you can see all that.
One of the cool things is that I hit it with a fluorescent from right underneath. So like this area in here is black light reactive, and then like you can see like just in the belly and some of the under parts of the feathers that you have this like secondary light effect. So
gorgeous.
So like this blue and green that you're seeing here is actually just the reflective property of the varnish picking up the claws, but like this extra pink and stuff is the actual paint application. And normally I hate using high gloss varnishes, but like that's what makes if you want your color, here's your premature technique ejaculation. If you want your color shift paints to look even better, hit them with a high gloss at the end, and it just makes it look like a living oil slick. Oh,
he's so beautiful. Oh my god. All of these, I'm so like honored and proud of everybody because like I know it was on like the craziest shortest notice, but like it was a short notice of a show and people loved it, the concept, and care about it enough and care about what we're actually trying to do instead of just like holding an art show, like doing something important, like to get shit done and get it in. And like I know deadlines can be really like hard to actually like get to and all that, so it's been like so awesome to see that you guys are like throwing down hard here.
Oh, very cool.
You're giving your all, and I love this.
Oh, there you go.
And thanks for always sending in a flashlight. Hint, hint. People who ask on multiple occasions, how will their black light reactive things be shown? I did buy the pack of lights thanks to thanks to your tip of what you do, but thank you for having one included.
There, that's part of the Rick Stroh method. Yeah, I should market my own little like black light displays, but shipping that seems like it would be expensive.
I mean, at that point, then you just have to include it into your cost.
Right. But just like, so the IKEA cube that I've planned on for using for 5 points, each shelf is beyond, each cube is beyond 13 inches. So the post office will charge, if your total length, width, and depth is beyond 36 inches, then you get a surcharge. And yeah, so like you plan for that IKEA cube seems to be like the universal standard now right now. So you kind of plan for that, and since it's 13 by 13, kind of bones you. But so yeah, but I've seen like there's a lot of cool ideas out there. I just don't do them because Rick does not know electricity and doesn't do electrical stuff well.
So you know our dear friend Lewis, who I constantly talk about with you, or he will, if he's watching, we're live in the actual group, right?
Yeah. We got the link set up and everything.
Good. So if he is watching now, then Lewis, that's his right.
There you go.
Because he's an engineer and he does like robotic work and shit, and I know that he can definitely help with electrical things.
There you go. Perfect. So that being said, have you been able to work on anything else, Nicole? Or just move?
Just shut up.
Oh.
no, but
it's part of the format.
The showpiece, yes. My showpiece, yes. I have been able to work on the canvas for it. I just chose my my custom piece for it. Did I bring it in here? Because I swear I was gonna. Of course, I didn't fucking bring it in here because I was gonna start like doing things like with it while we were working. But I was gonna launch my website on my mom's birthday, and then I was like, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with you, Nicole? Like do it when like you're done with the showpiece, so you feel like you're not exactly like dying somewhere like in a corner crying, because like everything's ready except for like the Mylar bags that I need, but yeah, I was just getting a little ridiculous on my overwhelmed status here." So I have the canvas panel. I won't lie, it's primed, it's white, and it has some of the line work so far because it's one of those the panels I showed you with the texture. Mm. So in like each of the dunes, I'm doing just like some of that cool line work that I've been doing on the alcohol ink, and it's good to then in the next layer have these like this cool effect after the first like few resin layers that this girl taught me with, like I'm not gonna even say like with what, but it's with spray paint and other stuff, and it leaves like patches, kind of like kind of like hole, like seeing holes, so you could like see the stuff through it. So it'll be like
when is it like when a film would burn up in a projector? That kind of that kind cool.
It's gonna be super rad because it like the way she did it on her like tutorial for it. And I messaged her. She only did it with one color. So she did like with the product and then the blue spray paint, and then washed it off to make sure that like it didn't sit for too long. So I'm gonna do it in like the sections of the color, the rainbow colors or whatever. I have everything ready, so that just needs to get the resin layer on it. And if it goes off in my mind the way I think it will, it's gonna be this like crazy like layered dimensional piece with like just really dope like illustration shit. And then I'm using a Daruma doll, the Daruma doll by Resin Rookie for my second piece because
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
depending on the
cool.
color of Daruma dolls, it means different things. So I was like, oh, it's everything.
Right. That's cool.
It's kind of like my it's kind of like my, is it here? Yeah. It's, you know, it kind of reminds me of like this. See,
Oh, that's so fun. Everyone is awesome.
this is actually going to be displayed on the at the show. So if anyone wants to buy this, go fuck yourself. This is mine. Yeah, I'm so excited. I went on, you know, June 1st all the way to the Lego store that's like 25 minutes away from me. But I was thinking like kind of like in that sense of like if Daruma dolls mean certain things depending on each color of them, then it's going to be in everything and everyone Daruma doll. And then I'm also casting a bunch of what Brandon made me.
Okay.
Because this is for the show. And all of you guys for participating. That's my thank you. I gotta get it as I drop it. This is his test. This is his test one.
Very cool. So faceted heart.
Yeah. So it's to mimic my heart.
Your print.
Yeah. So this side is, yeah, this side would be the print, and then he reverse rendered it. And then I'll show you in a little bit because I actually just poured a white one like while we were sitting here. Because I'm gonna see like what it's like to spray paint one instead of pouring it certain colors.
Sure.
But I'm gonna drill a hole and put it like on a stand so it's like its own little like statue. So everyone's gonna, as my thank you for being in the show this year.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's what I've been working on besides moving.
Moving sucks. Well,
it really fucking does because I'm moving, like, as you know, I'm rush moving, and then I'm also like sorting everything when I like part of the way while I'm there. So I'm like working on like art in one room and then walking into the next room to sort through shit and then walking back and then driving here and then going back. And I'm like, but
well, thanks for finding time to join us tonight, Nicole.
No, this is like my sanity. And we're gonna have like I'm gonna have a tag sale and stuff like that after like once I moved because there's so much shit. And I'm just like, you know what? I need my I don't want my studio space to be like just because I have to move, I don't want it to be taken up. Like I don't want to all of a sudden be like, oh well, now I have nowhere to like since you know it was supposed to be paint room, resin room, or like, you know, spray room, whatever the chemical of the day room is, since I had different setups going on, and now it's going to be bedroom, spray room,
right,
paint room, cast room,
yeah,
whatever. And it's like I don't want all of a sudden like so much stuff to get there that it's like
it's
well,
overwhelming.
Now you don't have that room. Now that room is just like you're like this you're like this in the corner going like this with a paintbrush trying to
it becomes a storage room. I mean, it's like, and that's super uninspiring.
Yeah, so I've been working hard on that to keep my sanity this way. Like I keep saying, like every time we're here, like, oh, it's my last week painting here, and you know, like next week I'm gonna be painting. It's seriously, I'm hoping to God my last week painting here because I only or doing the podcast here because I only have a few extra things that like once my piece for the show is done, I will not have any art things here at all. And yeah, so like to do any kind of like show, you know, techniques or whatever. It's all going to be down there. And I know I say that all the time, but this is literally the last time I'm going to have my podcast here with you in this house. So RIP this house.
There you go. Well,
it'll be nice. We'll have our own little fun corner I'll call it like the paint club corner.
Okay. Get you a sign.
What are you working on besides
the Pride piece?
Your show.
So I have this Goldo by Balcong Toys that I've replaced the head with a Robotech head battle pod because I just was like, I like the shape of it. So like the head that it came with was just like half this size and just like came to it visually it came to a kind of a point, even though it had a flat top. And I like this because it just has like this
I really like him.
Thank you. So it just really has like
a fat little baby.
Yeah, like the tubby belly is great. It's a good form. I like it. I just wanted to give it a big ass robot head, and it has more of a bowling pin shape now, which I really like. And I need to do something to the jacket to make it more, rather than just a color shift stunt. I started to scribble something here and didn't and like really I just need to base coat a couple parts and then start going to town with like different effects.
Where's the UV gotta go?
Well, the UV is gonna go. All right, so thanks, Nicole. So the eyeball will get a bit of a UV, but they're like, it's got some cool ports on the side. And I'm like, well, it should probably have like a little glow effect there, because that's like almost any toy that has like windows or holes or ports. I always put like neon in there because I always like the idea of having it have like this animated inner energy. And so I got the same lighting effect here on the bottom. I don't know if that's just an indent on the battle pod itself. I'm like, fuck it goes. And since the shoes are kind of and the shoes are, I decided to paint them like the Nike ones from Back to the Future, so they'll get the glowing effects there. And then I haven't decided whether or not I want to go in and just do like a dot or two on the rainbow pattern of each one, but I'm like, well, it's just going to be a dot or two on each rainbow one, and it's just like each little rectangle took like 3 coats, so what's two more per section? So then I'm slowly working on the Kraken for Brandon's Kickstarter. It's just like the first one's always the hardest because it's like trying to figure out like how you want to do the sculpt and what method of doing it. So it's like I feel bad for it being slow, but it's like, oh, it's moving along. And I told Brandon that I would get it done before August. So since summer vacation started today, that we kick it back up again tomorrow. So we got the Pride piece done, and then get to start talking about this. So I have a show coming up in August 21st, and it is not a group show. It is a joint solo show at Mothership, August 21st through the 28th with my new, or not new, but my show buddy Jason Forbes. So I'm pretty excited to be able to
goes by that. Because some people
JFO. So it's Rickstro JFO. So,
I was like, not everybody knows our full names.
Right. So JFO and Rickstro will be showing at the Mothership Gallery August 21st through the 28th. I'm super excited. And in fact, there's a piece that'll be going, and I think there she is, and she's there, and that dude right there, like there's 7 things in my background that are like, and that one that'll be painted for the show. from now and for the next 70 days, I will probably not be showing off everything. So traffic might be a little slow because I'm going to be painting a lot of. I have a goal of 40 toys for the show. I only have 3 completed, but I have 25 primed and or base coated. So I have a shit ton moved a little closer to the finish line than I did last week. And so it's pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm
so
super excited. Like
excited.
there will be a couple techs, mega techs, Dragon 76s, and some other popular platforms. There will be some lesser known platforms, and there will be 1, if not 2 platforms by yours truly there making debuts. I have teased some of these throughout the past year or so on Instagram or on Facebook, and I'm just happy to have them on display there. Doesn't mean that any production release, it's just like these are like going to be my official character releases on August 21st at Mothership Gallery. The week before, I will be participating in the Rainbow Sparkle show with the good folks at Clutter 2, and I got my color selected last week, and now I get to try and figure out what I'm doing for it. I'm literally have no clue except like I have the color, but I don't know what platform I'm going to do. So I will be, and one of the cool things about going to the mothership in August 21st, I will be, I'll be going. I'm not going to send my toys out. I'm on summer vacation. That is the joys of being able to do a show in the summer for a dude like me who has a day job. Summer vacation started today. I decided to take my paid time off that the district gives you sick days and paid time off every year. Sick leave rolls over, paid time off does not, or personal leave does not. So I said, so in February when we came back, I already asked for the first week off, the last week off. So I was like, I'm going to ask now because I bet if I wait closer to the end of the year, principal's going to say no. And guess what?
Yeah.
He pretty much started telling people no last week. So give you an idea, most schools in Minnesota do not, if the buildings are old enough, they don't do air conditioning because the idea is that was a waste of money. So when you have school in the end of May, beginning of June, or even in September, it's fucking hot in there. And my building is no exception. And yesterday was pretty uncomfortable. Today we hit like 95 degrees with no air conditioning. So we were like all windows and fans open and on.
I feel like that's a safety hazard now.
It's wild. So like on a side note, because I'm talking about the other work, I work with, in the past, I've worked with a lot of great folks, and this year was no exception. So thanks a bunch, y'all, for a successful year. We had a get together last night, and all I could do is have one beer because I was driving myself home, and that was really nice. I watched people. So, yeah.
Well, and because I always like to gas you up, and you hate it so much. Thank you, Rick, for what you do for kids. It is no easy thing. It is definitely not for the weak, and I know it's a very underappreciated job. So, where the fuck am I drink of here? No.
So yeah.
And to all of your staff, not just you, but I see you right now. I'm saying it to you.
Right on.
But to all of your staff for caring enough to be in a job that's not for the weak.
There you go. Thank you. So yeah, so August 21st, show your appreciation for a servant of the public school systems and purveyor of blacklight art. I will have things ranging from $75 to probably $600 at the show. And most of my pricing, here's the interesting kicker. When I do shows, I do not hike up my prices because it's at a show. It's just like, those are the prices. The price is the price is the price. And yeah, so I don't like the idea of somebody thinking, well, if I wait 3 months, it won't be at the show and then I'll be able to get it cheaper somewhere else. No. So yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
My own little personal housekeeping. So other than that, Nicole, what have you been listening to? We're gonna just to background sound. I like the name of that segment. All right, so background sound. Nicole, what have you been listening to this? I'm sure you've had.
Now that I'm on my my iPad to do this, I can actually be specific. I'm listening to what I'm calling throwbacks.
Okay.
Well,
me too.
it's been a mixture week because I've been listening to a lot of Lil Nas X for not just because it's Pride Month, because I fucking love him, and I've also been listening just to throwbacks from when I was in middle school and high school. Not like throwback. So like I shouldn't say like throwback as if it's like you know, like as if it's like fucking 1975. It's throwback as in like when I was young and shit like that. So I've been listening to like, you know, either R&B throwbacks with like, you know, shit that like I would listen to with my goddaughter's mom when we lived together, or like just whatever. So I was listening to like a lot of DMX, a lot of Jaheim, who is an R&B singer. Besides, like I said, Lil Nas X, I actually was listening to the Spice Girls recently because a few of their songs remind me of my mom, and it was my mom's birthday on Thursday, or would have been her birthday on Thursday, and so I was listening to the, like, you know, those kind of songs and stuff like that. I was listening to like Twista and like mostly like the rap and R&B I listened to when I was in like middle school.
That's all right.
Just kind of like, and now, because now I have AirPod Pros, so fuck yeah,
they're
like
pretty durable.
Oh, they are. And like being able to just kind of like, you know, put them in and like zone out so I can get the 1,010 things moved out of the car or into the house, or, you know, spray paint this outside, bring this inside, you know, like all that shit. Like it makes it sounds so dumb, but having the noise around you canceled out makes it feel like, and having like a playlist going, it makes it feel like the time is flying and you're getting so much, but like in like you're getting like, it makes you feel like you're getting like 50,000 things done, and it's like you're probably getting the same amount of shit done as you would normally, but like there's like this like you know that like hype going, like music that not hypes you up, but it just keeps your body moving. Yeah, like, you know, even if it's like a sad song, I'm still like moving. So it's like it's been a really conflicting week. You know, you hate what you're doing, but you're also like, instead of me putting on stupid shit in the background, because I have no specific shows or anything like that for the background, except Cruella. I did watch Cruella while I was painting the other day.
Okay.
And it was really good.
Okay.
The new one, the one on Disney.
Right.
With Emma Stone.
Did you like it?
Yes.
One of my entertainment blogs is ripping it a new one, and I'm like, really?
Okay, so I won't lie, and sorry, spoiler alert, cover your ears. There's part of it that makes me confused because there's a part of it where you go like that, not like a scene, but there's like a stretch of scenes and like a part of the storyline that makes you go, oh, that's why it's Dalmatians. Like, because you always like, you wonder, why the fuck is she obsessed with like, you know, Dalmatians besides like their beautiful spots? Like, I get it, fashion, but there must be something about it. And there's a part of the movie that makes you go, ah, okay. But then she doesn't kill them. So you're confused as to why she becomes this murderous bitch. She like it's like not befriends them. She becomes their owner, and you're like, wait, pause, hold on. Why do you then want to like murder the puppies in like 2 decades? I'm confused here.
Okay.
And then like it shows that she ends up giving Pongo and Perdita to like the owners at the end. Like she gifts them puppies, and I'm like, wait. That's not canon at all either, because
It
then
is too, because Disney wrote it. They're retconning it.
Yeah, and I was like, but now that makes no sense to the other things. And my Aunt Clara, God rest her soul, she was a student of Glenn Close's like aunt, like paternal aunt or whatever, because the Close family's from Greenwich. And I remember when we watched that when I was a kid, the like live action one, she was like, you know, Mrs. Close, she still called her like Mrs. Close's niece. She was like, instead of Glenn Close, she's like, Mrs. Close's niece does a really good job, you know, portraying her. And now I'm sitting here going like, poor Glenn Close. Now she's now what she did makes no sense. Oh, and I did watch the cartoon movie Home, the DreamWorks movie Home. It's like an alien. The dude that plays Sheldon from Big Bang's in it, and Rihanna. Yeah. I watched it with my goddaughter, and it's really fucking cute.
Okay.
I did not do it while I was painting. I did do it while I was like doing the bullet with the butterfly wings like sketch, but and she kept turning around going to me like, you know, like knowing that I wasn't like watching, and I was like, oh my god, fine. So that was
your
cute.
eye beams are not following.
Yeah, exactly. She was laying on my lap. It's like she could sense like a mile away. I'm like, okay, girl, damn. What were you listening to?
Oh my gosh. Well, we got caught up with the good guys of at Graveyard Tales. We listened to one of their podcasts earlier this week, and then like while I'm trying to battle the migraine earlier, Alicia put on both the Patreon episodes, and I fell asleep during them. And no insult to them, it's just like I was in a noodle coma. But we finished The Institute by Stephen King, which is funny because when you were telling me about how you pierce people's ears once upon a long time ago. In there, the kids all have these fucking trackers, and the main character, spoiler, removes the tracker that's tagged into his ear with a paring knife. So he ends up like, and he doesn't cut it clean, and he has to pull like the last chunk of his ear off with the tracker, and it's like fucking gross. So like I had a nostalgia trip too. I have been listening to a shit ton of Megadeth, which is funny because like I way back when I'd go to concerts, you know, concert T-shirts were stupid expensive. And I'm sure they're
still are.
I'm sure they still are. Like when I was, you know, like I remember
$60.
Right. And so like I remember paying $30 for a Demon shirt from one of their shows years ago. And on their website they did some like retro concert shirts that aren't like exactly what they did when they were on but I bought a old Hangar 18 shirt that like should be in a couple weeks, but like my first concert I saw was Huey Lewis and the News, because they played after. Yeah, it was so I listened to a couple of their albums that was on Amazon Music. It was funny because like they played after our AA baseball team played, so they played at the baseball field. This is like early 90s. It was super. Yeah, about like 92-ish. It was pretty cool. Like at one point in time, while my brother and I were watching the baseball game, we had noticed that Huey Lewis was like off some area trying to just watch the game, and I had acquired a foul ball, so I just trying to get Huey to sign it, and could not. Which I was like, you like we finished Cujo too. We listened to Cujo through in the past 2 weeks, and that's actually an interesting story from Stephen King, because like you have it's set in Castle Rock, where he has like the Castle Rock universe where like everything's tied together there, and some of the shit's tied together from other stories and stuff. But it's like you feel bad for the dog because of his murderous rampage and his rabies and stuff. Spoiler. But like everybody that the dog kills really isn't a bad dude. So like it's kind of sad. Like some of them are kind of like not really like pieces of shit, but they're just like people who are down on their luck, and they just have their own like weird ass like mentality. One of them's like a World War II vet who like lost one of his nuts in the war, and he's just a drunk old bitter dude. But he's not a bad dude. He's just one of the town drunks, you know.
Yeah.
But you feel bad for almost every single you feel bad for every person that the dog causes a death for.
Well,
Especially,
yeah.
and it's like, holy shit! Like nobody who he takes out is like on the list of people who should be killed by a 200-pound Saint Bernard. But yeah,
It's not like Dexter, who's killing serial killers.
Or like in most of the other Stephen King books, you always have like if you have a villain die some weird way, sometimes it's karmic, you know. And like there is no dick bag. There are dick bags in the story, but they don't get killed by this dog. It's like other shit happens to him, but it's like that dog is not the invisible hand of fate that deals their death. It's an interesting way to go. And then like
when in most stories he would be.
Right. And finally, I've been slowly chipping away at the audiobook of Revenge of the Sith. Now, I am not a huge fan of the prequels, or actually the new trilogy that came out. Although, side note, I think Rogue One is probably the best Star Wars movie made since Return of the Jedi, if not the best.
Wholeheartedly agree.
If not the best movie since Return of the Star Wars. Actually, we'll just go with that. It is the best Star Wars movie since Return of the Jedi. But the author for Revenge of the Sith, and I'm not sure if I've actually covered this on this podcast or not. The author does a really nice job. Just, you know, apparently the guy understands combat sports and has done like combat choreography for other movies and stuff. So he has a better grasp on like how swordplay should go, and just tactics, and it shows. And then you just have like, because he has 14 hours worth of audiobook to go through instead of a 3-hour movie, he goes with the better analysis of like what the characters are feeling at this moment, and like how the Force works at that moment and stuff. Like weird spoiler, when Obi-Wan is like in total like Force channeling mode, he is actually like able to feel like the weave of people's fucking coats and stuff. So like that's how in tune he is. So when he's dealing with Grievous, he's like, oh, he understands like where his servos and stuff in his mechanized arm is, and he like makes it go awry, so it throws him off for just a split second, and that's how he manages to like get the best of him in that scenario. It's like the Force tells him like, ha ha ha, here's how you manipulate something that's not a living part or living thing. And it's like, wow, what a great FU there. So
because you said Obi-Wan, it did remind me that I did watch one show, but it was like late at night when I couldn't sleep with all of this other shit in my mind. Halston.
Oh yeah.
I watched. Well, I felt compelled to watch it because I did sell Halston shoes for a long time. I own a few H. by Halstons. I mean, they're not obviously his because he died.
Okay.
And he obviously did not design them for his own shit for many years before his death. But I proudly sold and owned Halston. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this shit. He's an eccentric motherfucker. And it made me think about how they casted Ewan McGregor so young to play Obi-Wan when he's only supposed to be what, like 10, it's only supposed to be what, like 10, not 10,
No, I
like
think
20
like,
years past the, yeah, it's supposed to be 20, like when it's supposed to be 20 years before the regular films or something like that. And he's like, and
it's actually the right, it's the right age.
Yeah, but like,
because he's 50 now.
Yeah, but now, but I'm saying like when they did a dumb job back in the day because
for the prequels. No,
yeah,
it's fine because
how is
that's
fine?
20 years ago. It's
20 years ago for us, but if you like, how did he age from being a 30-year-old man to like a 75-year-old man all of a sudden for like in the 1980s films?
It's fine enough. Like, okay, so in the Phantom Menace, he's supposed to be like early 20s, and Ewan McGregor's a little older. But he's a little older for when he's supposed to be a younger character. But by the time he's a master and 6 years later of filming, he's old enough. Now, 20 years later, he's about the right age that Obi-Wan Kenobi would be for the adventure he's having.
Yeah, like, but what about the original films? That's what I'm saying.
What about it?
So like if there's only a 20-year span in between the prequels and the original films, that means
it's about 30, 40. It's about 30 or 40.
No way, because okay, hold on. How old
so
is,
like
how old is Luke supposed to be? Now we're not even talking about fucking goddamn.
All right, so from Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope, Luke Skywalker is supposed to be about 25 years old. So yeah, from Revenge of the Sith, there's about a 25-year break.
19 years.
19. So we're 6 years off. All right. Well, fine. He's 19 years old, and fine. He's just a farm boy. This Ewan McGregor might be a little young or old, whatever.
No, but Obi-Wan, when he finds him, is like 8, like not literally 80, but he is a fucking decrepit ass old man. Like he is creeping. How old was he when that filmed?
All right, so I'd say Alec Guinness was probably about 65 years old when he did that. Maybe.
I love our friendship. I just want to tell you that.
Like, fucking Alec Guinness is like.
Sorry for the snort, but that's
all right. So Alec Guinness was born in 1914. So he was, oh my gosh, he was 60 years old when he did that. So 62 years old. Oh, okay. So Ewan McGregor is reprising his role in his early 50s.
So now he's the right facial age for what he should have been in 1970, whatever. You know what?
About 12 years younger.
You know what? We're just going to say that people looked older back then in the 70s.
Well, let's just go with this. How about this idea? All right. He hasn't lived that much on Tatooine. All that sun, all that sand's going to prematurely age you. And we haven't seen that sandblasted old man yet. But on the other side, props to one of our buddies who's potentially working on that show. If you're our buddy and you're watching this, thanks a bunch for bringing it to life. If you're not, well, thanks anyway.
Our buddy showed us how they make the baseballs that get thrown.
Oh yeah, it's super dope.
Yeah, I was like, and you know what? As a baseball fan and a former softball player, and my dad's an umpire. Blah, 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 I couldn't tell which one it was ahead of time, when it was just the 3. I could not, like, the 3 in the picture. I was like, I have no idea. And that means he does his job extraordinarily. Like, I sent it to my father and I was like, which one's a squishy? And he goes, what? Like, he didn't understand. I was like, one's a prop. And he was like, oh, I don't know. he zoomed in. He was looking at like, the seams and everything, and he goes, "Yeah, I have no idea." And I was like,
There you go.
to our friend,
That dude's awesome. So did you look at anybody else's stuff while you were on the move, or is it just like Nicole?
Yeah, every
Valence?
single artist who's been sending me their work.
Oh yeah. All right, name 5.
Okay. Lost and Creative.
Okay.
Oh fuck, what's her name? Oh my god, I just talked to her yesterday, and hold on.
You have 60 people. You can pluck out any 60 but me.
I know, but I'm talking about who I've seen. Well, Big C, his pieces, I love his piece. Well, I've talked about Kristen before, so that doesn't really count.
Okay.
I feel like that's awful. That doesn't count because I've talked about her before. Bog Squad, Lofi Collective. Yo, her shit was fucking fire. And oh my god, there was another piece that I was like dying about the other day too. Like every piece I'm just like drooling about anyway. So I shouldn't say that like, oh, that piece the other day.
You don't have a favorite child. You love them all, right?
Dude, it's fucking annoying though, because each piece I'm like, stop it. Like, oh, vodka margarine, their piece, I was like, it's so cute, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to spend money like that. No, I will not. I am not buying pieces from the show. This is not for me to buy. This is for other people to buy. No, Nicole, no. Like, if things are left, maybe, but no, bad girl. And then each person sends me another picture. Like, Lofi sent me her, like, their story yesterday, and I'm like, I don't know if you know Fanny. I'm gonna fuck up her last
Fanny
name.
Urbina from
Urbina. Yeah, her piece. She sent me like a clip of it today, and I was just like everybody's pieces, yours, like everyone's. I'm just like, oh, stop it. But it's really making me excited, and it's making me like, because I didn't pick every single artist. Like, Lucy picked, I want to say like a good like 5, 6, 7 artists, and like their shit that I don't know, I'm like, that I didn't know ahead of time, finding their work, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like seeing like what it could be, like, when like what it potentially might be, like, seeing that people work in both 2D and 3D, like a lot of these guys, I'm like, oh, I might be getting one or the other. Like Gory, I could have gotten a custom, or I could have gotten a painting, and I got like a small painting, and I was like, this is so amazing. Like seeing people like either go outside of their boundaries or what they're known for, or go within like the smaller like group that they don't usually work in, and it's been really fucking cool.
That's cool.
So I've seen everyone's art, Rick.
I'm sure you have.
That's like the joy of this, is like, besides going through like, seeing just the pieces of it, it's made me like scroll back and like look at like old posts, and like really like understand the artist better.
Yeah, very cool.
Who have you been looking at?
Well, I'm boring as fuck now.
Oh,
well,
no,
it's cool. I have a series of toys that I'm doing, and so earlier, I think this week, I on my Facebook, I put a dumb post out just saying like, if I were to fly an X-wing, guess who's been in a Star Wars mood, that I would probably, if I were to be flying my own X-wing, I would probably paint it up like Starscream. All right, Decepticons end up being like a go-to idea or inspiration for, if I don't know how I want to paint something, pretty much go with look at Decepticons first. Actually, somewhere over there, I have a wheel that I will spin to like decide on like a Transformer colorway if I'm like at a loss for painting something.
No way.
Yeah. I think on my other YouTube channel, I do show like, I had decided to paint something like I did that live to like do something, and the end result was Megatron, and it turned out pretty cool. So like, yeah, but like Devastator or Starscream are pretty much like my go-to launching pad. So like that stupid Facebook post ended up having me just look up all different types of or different people's X-wings from Star Wars, and yeah, and so like I'm gonna have three toys, one, two, three toys that are basically patterned off of X-wings. If you get the reference when you look at it, cool. If you like what you see, and you don't get it, cool. If you like it and you get it, great. So
Cooler.
like, yeah, cooler. So yeah, so I like so the X-wings that I settled on. I did not settle on Luke Skywalker's just because like they, those were all kind of similar. So I used Wedge Antilles instead, because Wedge is like one of my more favorite characters in the Star Wars trilogy, just because like he's the only non main character that survives all three. He actually flies with Luke two times and survives, because nobody else does. If you're Luke's wingman, you're going to fucking die. That's pretty much like
I didn't even think about that.
yeah, it's so.
Oh my god, that's like a Sean Bean thing. Like if Sean Bean's in the movie, he's going to die.
Yeah. So like, Wedge, the guy who played Wedge in the original trilogy, did like actually wave off Disney for the first two movies, because they offered to. I'm sure they offered him a ton of dough to reprise his role just like everybody else, and he said no, but he did reprise it in the last one, and I bet I'm getting the wrong movie, but yeah. So I have Wedge Antilles in there, and then let's see who else. I ended up using, even though I'm not a fan of the new fucking movies. I used the Poe Dameron modeling, because it's also my dad. My dad was a huge race car model radio controlled airplane enthusiast, and almost anything he did that was like remote control racing. His colors were orange, black, and white. So I was like, well, this is an easy nod. This is an easy nod for the summer to just be able to be like, there's my dad. And
I like that.
So did that. And then I used, like I said, a new Rogue One is my feeling on Rogue One that way. So I used an X-wing pilot from Rogue One, their patterning as well, and I was pretty happy with the way the decisions came out, because like in the heads I'm not gonna look like the X-wings themselves.
That's
They'll look like the helmet, or they'll kind of have the suggestion of the helmets. So yeah, pretty cool. And since I've also been and the character that I chose to base it off of is a dude named, or the character name is General Merrick. He that actor was playing in Law and Order UK for a while, and I've been binge watching that on Amazon. So it's like, well, there's my connection for what I'm doing now and what I want to do later. And like I said, it probably is somebody wants to disagree, cool. Say it in the comments. Rick's wrong.
I love Rogue One. I love the ending. I love that the heroes do not live. And if someone says spoiler, bitch, the movie's been out for years.
Right.
Like I love that it's like it's not like the typical like you get a win. You're getting a win because we know what happens in New Hope. And like, we know that is a win for the good guys, but it's a sad win. Like, it's a bittersweet win.
Right. What I like about it is, with the exception of the very end, it's pretty much not part of the Skywalker saga. So you don't have any mention. Like the galaxy's supposed, the universe, or the galaxy's supposed to be super huge, but like all the movies rotate around one of the Skywalkers, and you don't actually get Vader until the very end. Spoiler, but yeah. So I really dig that. You get the Force still, and like hell, the Force can't escape the Mandalorian, but yeah.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with
yeah. And really, like, part of me says that there's a lost opportunity there because of Rogue One and the shit new trilogy that came out. But yeah, they did what they did, and just accept what's good, and thank our buddies who work on the Disney Plus stuff, trying to like make a better product than the J.J. Abrams crap.
We have multiple friends who are doing that, if you think about it.
We do.
Because Tolson works for it.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Tolson's a louder one, so I'll name drop that one.
There you go.
He's not as like, by the way, in case you don't know what I do, like shit.
Right.
He's very much like my ass works for Disney.
Right. That's cool. So you got a technique of the week to share us, Miss Nicoletta? Or you?
No.
That's all right. I do. I got two.
Good. I'm sitting here trying to play with a resin mold that I was kindly made by Brandon.
Okay. Very good. So, one of my technique, I have two I'm going to share mainly because like they're hacks for a continuation on the idea that we've been doing studio hacks instead of like, well, here's how you paint this. So one of my hacks is just a plain old water bottle to utilize as a sharps container.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
Because this is, this cost me nothing. But also the hack is a little more involved than that. So the same water bottle, I kept an extra lid to and have a small hole in it. So I have filled this on a couple of times. I have filled it with water to let it just eat up and corrode. And then when I want to try and utilize the rust effect when I'm doing something hyper real, I have actual rust in there, and I'll put on the other lid that has a hole in it. I'll squirt it into a little container so I can have like actual oxidized metal. Nice. I don't do that often, but yeah. And then the other one is this is probably the most expensive one I could find too, but I have a pill container. This one cost me $4. Like I said, the most expensive, but I'm utilizing it as a portable like paint storage thing in the future.
Oh yeah.
So like if I go to a show or a facility and want to do like a live painting, I saw Quicks do this, not with this, but he has a little like those beautiful little circular paint pots that are all attached, and he's got his paints already custom mixed in there. And I'm like, why can't I use this instead of going? It's basically me wanting to save myself like $4 and buying this at Target as opposed to going to Blick and spending more money on their little pots. So this is actually like a projected technique because I haven't actually utilized this to store paint, but I theorize that if it's set up for travel, then it should keep your pills airtight. So it should keep my paints airtight for the week I'm traveling.
What you should do is just like fill it with some water and just
Well, first thing I need to do is wash it, and I haven't been able to wash it yet.
Yeah. Wash it. Just wash it and then like fill some water and then shake it around too.
Yeah, I suppose. And then it's got 14 little compartments, so I could do like if I wanted to do a rainbow and then black and white in each one, I have 6, and then the black white. So 14 compartments seem like a hell of a lot. And this one has a fancy base, and you can check that out. You can pop it out, and you can have 2 at a time. So Yeah, this one seems like way fancy and for $4. Can't wait to see how it goes. So
I
there's
like
Rick's
that.
20-second technique of the week.
I like these more
A
hack.
little like hack this one.
Yeah.
Could have an ongoing series of that, or what should it be like our ongoing series of everyday hacks.
Instead
Or
of technique of the week, it's hack of the. So we're gonna have a weird week off this month
we are.
because of the show.
Next week we should have a special guest.
Do we have one?
No, but we should.
Okay. I was
We'll
like,
see if she wants. We'll see if she wants to join us at all.
well, she better.
So like, yeah. So we might only do 2 weeks, broadcast 2 weeks, but if you want to live stream the show, I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah.
Like, do it on whatever the Instagrams and stuff. Or I'll give you access to the and this is the other cool thing about being able to do it on YouTube. I can give you access to that channel for the day.
Oh, sweet.
And then
That's
and
cool.
then you can stream it. So
we've maneuvered some ideas for selling and stuff like that, so people can like actually get things that aren't going to be there because everyone lives in New York. So we've done some like fix, kind of like reworking of things. So it'd be nice if she'll show up next week.
Yeah. Well, we'll work on it. That'll be cool.
Yeah, I'll just tell her.
So that being said, where will people be able to find you? I'm sure you have like 3 Instagram handles right now to be able to have people follow.
Yeah, the Mad Hattress is me. And for the next 2 weeks, Pride and Art Show on Instagram. Literally written out Pride and Art because they don't let you use symbols.
Okay. Pride and Art.
Yeah. Show.
Very good. Show.
Because it was taken the other way.
Well, put that in the Facebook comments. Like, where do they find you?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Okay. And you guys can see me at Rick Stroh on Instagram, RICSTROH. I also have the website. I may not look it. Super stoked for August. Super stoked for summer. So, that being said, we're here for the good vibes. We will see you next time. Bye.